What the hell are we doing in here? Where are we?
We're in a garage or a lockup. It's where builders keep all their tools and a few bits of materials and lagging for pipes. There's a suit covered in paint. Yeah, there's everything
I
in
think
here.
you need a big tidy up because there seems a lot
No, I need
of stuff.
bigger
in here.
garage. Nightmare finding stuff. Just like a nightmare you lot say about finding a builder.
Yes, absolutely. So, how do you find a decent builder?
I always say the best thing, it's the easiest, it's the cheapest, it's just the best all round, word of mouth. So if you're lucky enough to have a friend, family member, neighbour, having work done, go and speak to them. And as I've said before, wait till us lot have cleared off, finished the tea, got out, gone home and come in and say, right, the work looks great, but now they're not here, can you please be honest with us? You know, are they polite? Do they smoke in their house? You know, just small things that a lot of people are not going to be happy with. So ask that client without the builder there their honest thoughts.
That's
the work
a really
may
good
be
idea,
great,
and
but
I'd never have thought of doing that. But personal recommendation is obviously fantastic. But if you've not got that, to go and speak to the person that's just had their work done by somebody. It's a brilliant idea.
But then again, if you haven't got that, what do you do? If you just move to an area or I don't know, you just don't know anyone having work done,
Yeah,
you're
so what
taking
do you,
a punt.
Yeah, so what do you do then? So, you know, there's all these websites these days like My Builder, Trusted Review, all these review websites for builders.
There are, I don't know how many. Every month there's a new one coming out. Not naming any in particular, but a lot of these are quite broad. And when I mean tradesman, you can be a florist and be on there, and you're rated by a card you give to a customer, which could be you or your mum or anyone to give you 5 stars. If you look at trade accredited, almost specialist websites and companies, Federation of Master Builders, 75 years old, biggest trade organisation in Britain, fmb.org.uk. The best bit on there for someone like yourself or anyone looking to have work, it's called Find a Builder. You click on that, you put in your postcode, and then you click on your tradesman if you want a bricklayer, electrician, general builder, and then say I'm happy to go to 10 square miles or whatever, and you get every member come up in that. So that gives you enough to get 3 people round and start sort of looking at their capabilities, talking to them about the job, looking at the work they've done in the area.
3 quotes, would you say? If you're getting 3 builders out that you don't know, get 3 quotes done?
Don't do more than 3. It's an absolute ball ache for you because you've got to rely on more than 3 coming back. Also, if you do get 4, 5, 6, 10, your brain will explode. You don't need more than 3. Usually I say aim at the middle price. The cheapest, you get what you pay for. They're cheap for a reason. The most expensive, more than likely, they've got loads of work on. They think, do you know what, I don't need this work. I'm going to put another 40 grand on it. If we get it, I'll sub it out and make a few quid. Middle price, but obviously consider the others. But most importantly, each price has to be the same.
Yeah.
So don't say build an extension. You want to know, is it underfloor heating or radiators? What type of kitchen's going in? Your flooring, your paint finishes.
So that's where the schedule of works
So your
comes
schedule
in.
of works comes into that, obviously with your sort of detailed estimate. So all of that's included. Then you've got a like for like. So if one is 80 grand and one's 35, more than likely he's going to come in, and then we've got an expression that he's going to smash you for extras. Oh, didn't include laying the floor. Oh, you want central heating in the extension.
Yeah.
And they can charge anything because there's half a house and you can have horror stories. So covering all these points that we've highlighted and enjoy it.
Yeah. Pay for your normal current account, because at least then if anything was to go wrong, and touch wood, if you follow the steps we've given you, it won't go wrong. But at least then you've got a paper trail of, yes, I've given that money, and stage payments as well.
Stage payments, we've talked about this before. There's many contractors, the F&B have their own. There's JCT, which a lot of builders use. I don't like it because you're not allowed a radio on site. Can't cope with that plaster singing anymore. Anyway, many contracts, but with these contracts, you have things such as payment schedules. 2 types, stage payments and weekly draws. Stage payments, for example, if you're building this garage, when you get up to plate, which is the top of the brick or block work, that's a stage completed, you get paid. However, if we're 1 course off and we have a month of rain, I've got a team of bricklayers to pay and I haven't got any money. So I personally don't like that. So what I like is a deposit up front, which is all your setup costs, your skips, scaffolding, plant hire. And then every Friday morning, the same amount clears each week. So I pay my guys, I clear my trade accounts, and then there's a retention amount, which is anything from 1.5% to 5%, and that's this lovely snagging list. So we will get to the end of the job, you'll get weekly emails and reports from me, and then I ask for this snagging list. And snagging list, I always say go overboard, because once we're gone, we're kind of gone. It's difficult to say come back and do this, but importantly, if you've got a long list, most of which I know every single thing on that, and I'm probably going to do more than that, but it means you can go, I'm happy with everything.
Yeah.
Here's your keys back, here's the final payment, certificates of the work done.
Yeah. To recap, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Go and see jobs that builders locally have done.
Definitely.
Obviously,
and make
if the
sure they're
homeowners-
their jobs, not this is something I did 6 months ago and it's that mansion on the hill up there and it's your mate's mum living in it.
If
So-
not, Federation of Master
Yep.
Builders. And then make sure there's some sort of contract signed and stage payments.
Stage payments, yeah. And I think the whole thing is keep that relationship open.